Swap Shop. Welcome to Swap Shop.
Can we fill the new slot with that, our own radio?
That would be awesome.
Okay.
Buy, rent, sell.
Ready to see if Dr. Ping has a new intro
Okay,
this time?
No, it's not. I
This is
just
always
was
killer.
blanked out.
She's going to be laughing. Okay, here we go.
You're listening to the River Park Dental Show. This is Dr. Phing Saurer here with Michael Morris, as always.
Yes, Ping, I'm very excited that we're doing this today, and I was excited to hear the
See,
new
I
intro.
Dressed up
You
for
did dress the part. You are
Yeah.
dressed to do a radio
Sweats.
show. Yesterday, we should tell people that you had your kind of glamour shots outfit on. Do you know what glamour shots is?
Yes.
You look very sparkly because we went on TV.
I didn't
Not
have
a boa. They didn't have accessories when we got there, but you were all
I
dolled
was
up.
actually dressed professionally
Yeah. you
instead
did.
of scrubs or my mom uniform.
Right. Well, I definitely know where you've come from, depending on your clothes. But yesterday, I was not expecting it. We did some TV yesterday.
Yeah.
NBC4.
My first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought we should recap, kind of what we were doing there. So we were doing segments on Daytime Columbus yesterday for you to promote. Nope, you were there.
Yes, I was
okay,
there.
Good.
I'm like,
But you were dressed to the nines. It was pretty impressive.
thanks.
And so, what was your feeling about? So I just said, hey, can you meet me at Channel 4? We're gonna do this thing. Were you excited about it?
I was leading up to it, but then I got really, really nervous the weekend before.
Yeah, you asked me a lot of questions. Like one of them
Like-
being, has anyone ever had a bad experience doing this, going on TV? Which
I
I
was
did.
super nervous. You know, people might not know, and you might think this is wrong, but I'm actually very, very shy. Initially, until
yeah.
I get very comfortable. So it's hard to be on camera. And it does add 40 pounds.
Well,
Fact.
the part I thought was odd about it is you were so gung ho, and then all of a sudden I thought I was gonna have to drag you out there, and I thought you knew they were gonna talk to you, right?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it was a whole new experience.
I was just glad to watch this from a distance where somebody was asking you about yourself and you did not want to answer the questions.
I answered them, though.
You did, but
With a lot of pauses.
It was the first time I got to see someone, when she said, you have 2 doctorates. And I want to say this. She did a fantastic job. The person that interviewed you. But she was so excited about everything that you said. So she leads off and she says, you have 2 doctorates. Is that normal? Like that? And you were like, no, it's not. And I was like, oh, come on, speak up a little bit. But I was so worried you were going to, not talk about yourself like you kind of do on this show.
A little, but it's different. There were a lot more strangers yesterday than... now I'm used to Rachel, you, Jim.
Rachel and Jim are still strangers, even to me. They're here every day. I don't look at them. But when you walked in there and you said, so this is what a TV set looks like.
Yeah, because there was how many cameras were there? And I didn't know where to look. And I was like, am I supposed to look at
That was a good question, but
you...
So just to set this up, Ping is in one chair and the host is in the other. And Ping, instead of just I'll just look at the person who's asking me a question.
I thought I was doing a radio show. I was just going to stare at you
Right.
the whole time.
But you looked off to the side and kind of pointed do I look at her or do the camera? And I wanted to shout, just look right into the camera the entire time. Don't look at who's talking to you.
I didn't know how it worked.
I know.
Now I do.
But I want people out there to understand.
Just look at the person that's interviewing me.
Right.
And at the very end, I had to do a very awkward gaze.
Yeah.
And smile.
Yeah.
For at least 30 seconds.
That was the big tip, was just stare straight into each other's eyes and don't move.
And just smile.
That part you pulled off tremendously.
Thanks.
That was one of my
when
favorite
I'm not
things.
talking.
Yeah. But overall, so we did one on dental implants, and then we did, so just to disappoint your viewing audience, we did do 2 and recorded them, but one of them aired today as of us doing this radio show.
Yes.
So we did one just kind of in the history of who you were.
Yeah,
and
just
then,
an intro.
And we did an implant show. And again, she was very impressed with your overall knowledge.
Was she?
I liked it. Oh, yeah.
Well, I
So,
don't think I've had
for
her
instance,
afterwards.
you ask me a question, and I'll be her. I want to do what she did with you.
Oh, like what? I don't
That's a
know.
question. You go, well, on general dentistry, no. And I was like, wow. Because I was watching your face, and you were almost like, I can't meet that. I can't meet that
I'm
range.
not that excitable, and I didn't know what to do with my hands. I was so confused.
What did you do with your hands?
I was talking too much with my hands. That's what I did not like. I felt like it started
Did you watch
going
it
up in my
back?
face.
Did you watch it back like it was game film? You're like, next time I won't
I was
do
like,
this.
I am going to tie my hands down. I'm going to make sure I stay focused. Don't pause too much.
Could you make the same notes for this show? Because this is the show I'd rather you
I
make
give
some notes
myself a
on.
pep talk every single week, and
Okay.
I still can't do it.
Yeah, it depends, as Jim says. It depends. So you feel really good about those appearances, and the phone already started ringing, right? So it's a ringing endorsement. Either NBC's really good or you're really good. One of those two things.
I'm going to guess NBC's really good.
I mean, I'm going to give it to them too. But I think you held your own.
You know, if I had my way, I probably would have tried to record it a couple more times, but I trusted the producer. She was just like, it was great. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Julia
you
was
know-
very appreciative of what you did. Like, she
Well,
thought you
she-
did a great job. Meanwhile, you're like, should I have smiled more? Should I have put my hands in my pockets?
I trusted her, though. She knows what she's doing. Obviously, she has to put all these segments together every single day.
Yeah. And we were fortunate that somebody canceled doing their recording the day before, so we
Yeah.
slid right into that spot.
I know. So thanks, Morris Media.
No, it's not thanks us, it's thanks NBC, and it's thanks
And
to your
NBC.
dental school that put you through that, so that you could
should
be
we
on
go
TV.
back further? Thank you to my parents for...
No, we're
giving
not
birth
thanking your
to
parents.
me.
First of all, your parents didn't even listen to like the first 10 shows you told me. We're not going to
No,
thank them.
they do. My mom loves it. She thinks you're funny.
Well, she's right.
Kind of weird.
She's right. Shout out to Mama Ping. I would like to say that we did talk about implants. I think we talked about implants on the show last week, but I
Yes.
heard you say some things that kind of, I guess I didn't realize the turnaround time. This keeps coming up over and over again, whether it's you or whether I'm seeing, there's a lot of billboards and radio advertising about implants that's going on right now. And it makes it seem like everything is just coming in and out in an hour, right? That's not really how that works.
No, it depends on the situation.
Yeah, I knew you were going to get a depends in there. Go on.
But the surgery itself does not take long. Whether it gets restored that day or not is depends on a lot of different factors. I know, now I
does
know
depends.
what I
Yeah,
say.
we're going to have a depends counter on here. But what I thought was interesting is that we did the show about implants, and then I'm seeing these commercials like,
You're paying
know.
more attention.
well, yeah, because one of the things that I did not realize is how many people are out there promoting that they do this.
Yeah.
But it's not a place that does it all under one roof.
Yes. So I think sometimes, even when I look at other websites, they'll say they do it dental implants, but what they really mean is they restore dental implants. They don't actually do the surgery. Or
But
they do the
give an
surgery and they
example
don't
if someone
restore.
doesn't understand the restorative part, what that means.
So the crown part of it. So the implant itself is a titanium. It looks like a screw, and it goes into the bone, and that part is the surgery part, which has to heal. Once it's healed, then the restorative doctor or general dentist or whoever you're going to see places the crown on top of that implant, that healed implant. So there's two different stages with implants: the surgery aspect, and then actually putting the crown on it.
But what is the part that, I mean, these dentists or dental offices that are offering this, it seems like there's almost like a bait and switch, like anybody can do this, right? Not just anybody can do implants, right?
Right.
Because I'm seeing a lot of people that are talking about it's the cheapest price in town. That is probably not the way you want to go.
Maybe I don't. Yeah, I don't know. If I'm
Well, see, you're doing this every single day, and I'm out here watching commercials.
And
So
listening
I
to
have more.
commercials.
That's all I do all day. That, and I practice for this radio show.
Yeah.
So I do that for about 5 minutes, and the rest
In
of the
the
day is
mirror,
spent.
and then-
Yes, I do the show by myself without you, and I just try to see if it's any good. But when I was seeing people talk about how cheap it is and how affordable it is, I think that's setting a false expectation, because some people want to get you in just because of the profit they get off the implants. It's not so much the care.
Right.
But you said before you have consultants, not you personally, but dental offices have consultants that are pushing this really hard because it's what dentists make the most money on if they can do it.
I think so. And then what I have seen, which I don't really like either, where they just say a tooth could actually benefit from a root canal and a crown, but they just skip that and go straight to an implant. Like, oh, well, you should just do an implant instead. And it's like, I still prefer the natural tooth. If I can save a tooth, I think it's still the best option. I don't think you necessarily have to just go right to the implant.
What I always wonder is, from my point of view, how would I know? How would I know if I'm getting the right treatment or care if, and I'm not saying everybody does this, they don't upsell you, but if there's an option to save that tooth, you should be presented both ways, right? Here's the root canal issue, or here's what we can do with it to save your own natural tooth, or we can go to implant. Do you think that people are, I know this is your profession, but do you think people are leaning more on the implant because they're being told by consultants, like, this is the route to go? I'm not being negative about implants at all.
No.
It just seems like there's a sweeping number of people that now implants are the thing.
They are the thing. I think also with implants, it's because it's reliable. Once it's done, like, the outcome is pretty reliable. With that being said, like, even with root canals, sometimes they do get reinfected, or the root splits, and then you need an implant, and then they say, well, why go through that whole process of having the root possibly split? Just go and get the implant. With other offices, I don't really pay attention to what they do. I just think, like, with any relationship, the patient and doctor have to trust each other. So if you kind of get this feeling that you're not being told everything, or you're not being given all your options, then it's probably not the best fit for the patient.
But would you get a second opinion on that kind of thing?
I've had people ask me for second opinions, or what I would do, or what, like, if it were my tooth or anything like that.
That's the part that I think would be the worst. Somebody I went to tells me this, then I get a second opinion, and it's completely to the contrary, and I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Because now I just wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, but I think it's just having, again, that trust with your medical professional.
Well, I would trust you because you've been on TV.
I don't just play one on
Yeah,
TV.
like, you're a doctor on the radio and on television, and I heard that because she said that really loud.
She did. Well, you know,
Doctor.
me, I did not go into this profession just to look at numbers and to do as many crowns as I can. So it is about building relationships. It's about doing things that are honest. Because for me, I have to sleep at night. I can't. If I feel like I'm being dishonest, I can't sleep.
Even if the pillowcase was full of money, you couldn't sleep at night?
No.
I just want to clarify.
And I am also, I have 3 kids, so I like to be a good role model.
Yeah, you brag about that all the time.
I love them.
I know. Speaking of the 3 kids, what's going on with the video? I know I don't want to get totally off of implants, but you showed this really cool video to us that your son was in, correct? That's going to be released to the public soon.
Yeah. His first acting.
Is he excited about that?
No.
No? I'm going to say...
I had to coach him through his line.
Well, I'm going to say this. I barely believed his role. Like, I think he's your kid. That's how he got it. It's nepotism. I'm not buying it. I don't think he really thinks that there's cavities being taken out of his mouth. Do you want to speak to that?
It was just a...
Why not use another kid is my question. I mean...
Because he was available.
Oh, first of all, this goes back to the 4th of July. You have your family on your balcony at the River Park office. Nobody else is invited. Now your son is in your videos. You don't kind of see how you're being exclusionary to people?
Yeah, sure.
But back to implants. I'm sorry, I just had to point that out because I was thinking of teeth with the implants, and I thought of that video. No, never. I would never do that. I was thinking of that video because do you show people, what do you call it, the mapping system or however? I can't remember what your technology was called. You were talking about it yesterday. If you're showing somebody their mouth, like where an implant's going to go, forget what you called that. Like when you're showing them what their mouth looks like and what the plan is for the next procedure.
Like the x-ray?
Not the x-ray. There was something else. I think you called it mapping or something. That you were talking about how you could show somebody what their mouth would look like a before and after kind of thing without showing just pictures.
I don't remember saying
We'll skip that.
You were thinking about another person on NBC.
I was thinking about another dentist I saw on NBC. We'll skip that. But I thought you have so much technology in your office. That's what I thought we were
I will say it's hard for me to remember certain things because I'm so used to it that it's not new to me. So when someone asks me about this new technology, I'm like, well, which one? Because I've had it for,
right.
Well,
that's the part that's interesting to me is because your technology is so much, so much more advanced than anything I've ever seen. Because typically it was, here's somebody's like manila folder with their information, and here's pictures and all that. That's not how yours really operates.
Right. And but yeah, I think, but even I get surprised when a patient, because I sometimes will start doing something, they're like, wait, what is this thing that you're using, instead of, and I guess my mistake is I assume everyone knows all this new technology.
Well, we only got a glance at some of this stuff the first time we met, because we did the walkthrough.
You did the walkthrough.
And everything was lit up. It was really cool, but everything was lit up in green or red. That could be a little bit intimidating if you haven't seen it before.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, were you? I guess I'm trying to think of what you actually saw, because I didn't
I saw the Soleil because that was burned in my head.
Yes.
And I did hit our quotient for I got Soleil on the show, so we're good.
Oh, good.
At least once a week we got
put
the
3D printer that you were thinking of.
That might have been it.
With the lights.
Yes, but I didn't know how to use it. I did want to touch it.
Did you touch it?
No. Well, I was getting a guided tour. I didn't think I could just grab anything in the office. But then I got to go down the hallway and meet your smiling face that day. It was not a good day overall.
I was very happy.
Yeah, you thrilled. On that high note, we're going to take a break right here. You're listening to the River Park Dental Show.
Jim falling asleep already.
No, I turn like this and I catch Michael's eye to let him know that time to look at the clock. It's almost time for break. Otherwise, I sit here like this and I sleep with my eyes open.
No.
Yeah, right.
Jim does a lot of these shows. He gets a lot of naps.
No, I'm sitting
just joking.
listening to
the voices in your head.
You guys, the voices in my head. You guys go back and forth. The Dream Police, the voices in my head.
Okay.
I hear voices.
I feel like I need to be more energetic after yesterday.
Maybe. Just talk to me a little more.
Now, when's the next segment? The TV. I want a DV. I want to put.
We don't know
because
because it shouldn't have aired today, but they had a cancellation. So I told Julia if somebody cancels, you can take any of our stuff and pop it in. But I don't even think we didn't even get dates back.
Because I want to watch you on TV.
I want to see the finished product because we shot it on Facebook Live, but I didn't.
At the worst angle ever.
We just had it on your head. What do you? How?
It wasn't flattering to that couch when you sink in, and then
I guess, like your mom said, you should watch your posture when you're on TV.
I couldn't even sit up straight. It was so like.
Oh, was the couch?
Like Mom and Dad said, sit up straight.
She felt the pee in the bottom of the mattress.
I was like, what is going? Yeah.
This is my favorite. What she kept
Little
doing.
tiny
This.
green pea.
She was like looking this way, then she'd look off to the side, then she'd move this hair, and then she'd move it back, and then she'd move it. And I'm like, what are you
I
doing?
tried to not check my hands. It makes me
I thought
facial
this was good.
expressions.
Teeth. My teeth are in my head.
Well, that's good for the
get a look, right?
the sign language community watching.
Yeah,
She was
the whole
signing.
time they'd be like, she's not even saying it.
She's not signing.
What do you want to finish with? Do you want to talk about implants?
Here in the last
more?
11 minutes, 10, 11 minutes.
I don't even know. Just ask me questions.
I will. Or how about movies?
Except
trivia?
about movies.
Yeah, I'll just ask you questions. Jim will answer the movie
No
trivia.
wrestling questions.
Jim will answer the movie trivia.
What do you mean no wrestling? First of all, it's sports entertainment.
Hey, wrestling's not fake, it's real.
WWE. That's the guy that you just showed me, right? Green Room.
Grandmaster Sexay got arrested for a DUI running from the cops.
Okay, that sounds like a rapper. Grandmaster Sexay.
Jim, he was a one-time tag team champion with
Grandmaster.
Scotty 2
I think of
See,
Grandmaster.
Jim
I think of
doesn't know that
Grandmaster
it's not
Flash.
That's where they got the name.
Okay. Who was a rapper back in the early 80s who was very, very good on Sugar Hill Records.
We should try to get him. It'll be awesome for this show. I bet he has a gold tooth.
What, Grandmaster Flash?
Yeah.
And maybe, Run DMC?
I'm trying to think.
Something like that. Reverend Run.
She wouldn't know. She's just a child.
She's probably heard of Run DMC.
Yes.
I want to talk
Yeah.
about, can we talk about the fact that we kind of covered show. What's going on right now? Back to school. A little back to school.
Kids are going to get their teeth checked
We're gonna
to go back to school.
All right. We're going to do that. Bring me
That's
back.
here in about another
Welcome
month.
back.
The kiddies will be heading back
Nope,
to school.
you got to do it when he's recording. Can't do it off the air. That time that was really good. Now you're going to flub this one.
No.
You're going to kick this can down the road.
She's going to kill it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every single time.
Bring it, Pingy.
Here we go.
welcome back to the River Park Dental Show.
Why is that not?
I told you I was going to get a little bit more excited.
The second time you do it is always so much better. The beginning, you laugh through it as we intro the show.
Because, why not laugh? You make me laugh right before I do my intro, so what do you expect?
It's my fault. Phing, in the last few minutes that we have today, I thought we would talk about what time of year it is, so we can't use this as a rerun or people will know. Back to school's coming up.
Yes.
Right? So it's important.
I can't believe this summer went so fast.
I know. It doesn't even feel like we had summer.
Kids are starting school in 2 weeks.
Well, they ought to. It's like required by law. They're supposed to go. So you're welcome, bad parent. What I was going to say is how many people, because you kind of get that natural lull around 4th of July where people are on vacations and they're out of town. Are you guys getting a rush of people that are booking before school starts? Because no one wants to start school and then take their kids out of school.
So in dentistry, actually, it's historically slower during this, when school starts because parents aren't thinking about the dental.
Your children.
No. But like the dental appointment, doing all that stuff. So it's just kind of like quick. August, September is usually winds down a bit, but then it picks up again once school's in full swing and parents have their kids' schedule under control and they're thinking about, not buying school clothes and all that stuff too.
It's got to be nuts though once that school time really kicks in. I mean, I'm sure that you guys are constantly busy.
Yeah, we are. And then also when school lets out or on spring break and on winter break.
How's that going to work in your facility right now? Because how close are you to, I'm just thinking all the traffic. Like you're kind of like in a more industrial area than, some dental offices are in the middle of like in the middle of neighborhoods, but they're in walking distance if you have a kid. Like you're in a business area.
Yeah, but there's a lot of free parking. The garages.
The kids are going to drive cars. I'm talking about...
Yeah,
I'm talking about kids.
The kids don't come to the office by themselves, though.
Well, some kids do. They're independent.
Yours? Does she drive?
She's driving my car right now. Call me out on it. No, I'm just saying when people... I didn't mean the free parking. Like, how hard is it to get a spot? I'm saying when kids are being booked for this, I'm sure... Are you getting the whole family, or is it like kind of one kid at a time?
No, usually they'll book all their kids all at once. Sometimes they'll get their cleanings too, and then their kids will get cleanings in the other room right next to them.
So one family would have to book book at least an hour and a half, 2 hours, right? If you have a family of 4.
Well, it depends on the age of the child too.
I'm gonna say depends.
So if they're young, their appointments obviously are much shorter, just because they don't have as many teeth to clean.
Just rub a little gel on the
we'll just
yums and push them out. When we've talked in the past, you are a family dentist, but the majority of your patients are adults, right? That you're seeing.
I have a good mix, but yes, they are mostly adults. Families, yeah. I'm a general dentist. I am a general dentist.
I don't like the term general. I think you're a special dentist. I'm gonna say that.
Thanks.
Generally.
I'm a general dentist who performs specialty services.
But right now, you're probably you have surgery today, right?
I have an emergency that's coming up, right after this.
So you're like rushing me through the show so you can go to that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, good. So, but you're doing a lot more surgical procedures now that we've been talking about this since January.
Yes.
We've had a lot more of those come in.
Those are my favorite procedures.
I know. You really like digging in there. What's your feeling on how they're finding you? Are these patients that you've had before? Are they...
A lot of them are Dublin residents. I think a lot of them hear me on the radio.
Oh, you're on the radio. That's fantastic.
And then now the NBC spot. So
I'm
everywhere. Yeah.
Well, you said you were getting calls today from NBC.
Yeah, but they come from all over. I've had patients come in from Dayton, from Pickerington, from Grove City, from Westerville, from Sunbury.
We know why you're getting people from Grove City. You've got some homegrown talent there that's shoving people over there.
I feel like I'm part of Grove City.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we should give everybody a shout out because when this show airs, the alumni tournament will be going on.
Will it be going on or will it be over?
Well, the championship. No. Let me first say R.I.P. to the class of '94. We're going to lose our 2 games early, but it is the biggest alumni event in the country.
Well, I did not know that until you told me that.
But this is for your Grove City patients. This is not a cheap plug for the class of 94. Okay?
Okay.
The 94 locos who are going to be out early, but we're going to be in force.
Wait, is that the name of your team?
It is this year.
Oh.
We're a class of 94, but our shirts say 4 Loco. Because we have one person on the team who is trying to drink his body weight in 4 Loco every weekend. But that's not the point. It's family, it's community, and some of those people are your patients.
Yes. I love Grove City.
As you should. You should open a satellite office down there. Just for this weekend, because some people are going to get a ball in the mouth or a bat. I'm telling you, it's going to be.
I'll just drive my van down there and then set up a chair. That won't be
amazing.
Creepy at all.
Yeah, just lay down in that
just come
fuzzy
into my
chair.
van.
Yeah. But no, anyway, I don't know why we were bringing up Grove City. Oh, because you have patients that are coming from Grove City.
Yeah.
Did you know the alumni tournament's this weekend?
I
just wanted to plug that again. But you're
I
getting
it's
people.
A big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal.
People get hotel rooms and stay down there.
Well, that's how we
come
repopulate the city. What I will say though is I wanted to cover why you're getting these emergency surgeries though. So are people just Googling this, or are they just? I find it hard to believe that it's just random chance. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be building a reputation that you're one of the people to go see for these procedures.
I mean, I hope so. I work really hard at making sure I take all my continuing education, that I'm following up with my education all the time, technology, everything.
And you're 40 under 40, you won that.
Yeah.
And you're going to do the Hobie Baker Award.
Lucy Hobbs.
Whatever. I was so excited because I thought I remembered
Every
that.
single week is a different name.
Well,
I never know what you're talking about.
I was excited because I thought I had it yesterday. When I said the Hobie Baker Award, I realized that's the best collegiate hockey player. If you had won that, we'd have something more to talk about.
You would like me better.
I know. But you were asked to provide some of that information on TV yesterday. I'm telling you, there's a little campaign around you right now. I think people are loving what they're hearing right now.
I hope so.
Not this show, but other shows have been good.
All 9 fans, they love listening.
But you don't have 9 fans. Do you have that many employees?
No, my mom, my dad, my husband.
All right, I'm going to count that.
My 3 kids.
My parents won't even listen to this show.
What's that?
My parents won't even listen to this show.
I know.
I think they'll go see you as a
Maybe
dentist.
I should just rename it the Boring Dental Show.
Well,
just call it a day.
You don't want to talk about dentistry. That's the problem. When we're doing this, you don't want to talk about you or dentistry.
I mean, if you ask me questions, I'll answer them.
I've asked you multiple questions for many weeks.
Who likes to talk about themselves?
I don't know.
Tell
I mean,
me
you're
one
kind of putting that
person.
on me. This is your show. I mean, it is your show. It is about you. I think
we should do the questions again. Maybe read your questions.
the questions are fantastic, and I think people really like those. Why don't we do that for next week?
Yeah.
And then at least we'll do 10 questions, 7 of them being about the alumni tournament, and I'll give you an update on the whole thing. And if anybody gets hurt, give a shout out. How do people reach you if you're playing softball this weekend and you get hurt? Who do you call?
614-689-8686.
And if you're on your mobile device and you're hurt,
you can email us at info@riverparkdental.com.
Good. I think we got these are subtle plugs. Just in case.
Super subtle. And I'll be sure to drive my van down there too.
It's nice to know that you have a van that people aren't invited in either. So now you have your office,
it even has
balcony.
like the curtains on this.
Of course it does. Like Smokey and the Bandit. That's a movie. I know you haven't seen it, but
I know, because it's a movie. And
go to Blockbuster. You want to leave anybody with a parting thought this week? I'm in alumni mode, so I don't really care. So you leave people with a parting thought.
I don't even know right now. You just got me all on this.
Perfect. Jim's got something before we go.
Yeah, Jim.
Class of 94, Grove City softball alumni this weekend. Be there.
4 Loco.
4 Loco. All right. Well, Ping, that's going to do it for the show today. You've been listening to River Park Dental Show. Yep. We'll see you next week.
Wait a minute. Do you really think you're going to lose?
Oh, we're going to get